Back at it in the saddle.
Yes, we've had a hard week, but it's been I don't know, memorable one. Remembering our puppy passed away.
Yeah, that was difficult to handle. So it's kind of
Yes.
put us out of commission for a few days,
Yeah, he was
processing,
yes.
remembering, sharing stories,
Yeah.
memories.
I think it was actually like really good to take some extra time. We took like a day or two off work and just to not like sometimes I think when tragedy happens you just want to like power through and like just not process it, and I feel like we had time to really like process it and be
Mm-hmm.
together. And our buddy was about 15 years old, so
Yeah,
he lived a very
14 years old. Yeah.
very good life, and he was the sweetest guy ever. So
Yeah, Ryobi. So,
Ryobi, keep us in your
yes.
thoughts and prayers, because yes, we definitely miss him and we will remember him always.
Yep.
But yeah, so that's big part of our last week that happened.
Yeah, we
But
were on a wine trip to northern Georgia, one of our favorite places to go visit, and we've created some awesome relationships with wine industry people down there, winemakers,
yeah, not just that, but yeah,
friends.
friends, exactly.
Yeah,
We met how long ago did we meet Ryan?
that's probably between 2 and 3 years ago when we started our whole journey,
Yeah,
whole
so
page.
what's cool about Instagram, well, at least for us, like a lot of people have just reached out and been like, "Hey, I like wine. If I come to Nashville or you come here, like let's meet up." And I think it was about 2 years ago. There was a guy, his name is Ryan. His handle is Redheaded Traveler. He's a pilot.
Yep.
And he was just like, "Hey, I'm coming to town. Would you all want to meet at Arrington?" And he saw that TJ smoked cigars, so he just brought a cigar and we sat and had wine with him. And he was just like a super down to earth guy. And I think the thing I loved about Ryan was he's just putting himself out there, being like, I'm just trying to make friends. And
Yep. That's what he told us.
yeah, he's just trying to make friends. And he's had tragedies and hard things in his life and was
Hmm.
very open about that. And just I was like, wow, he's just a very like down to earth person, and you could tell wears his heart on his sleeve and just wants to be just like kind, very
Hmm.
kind hearted. um and then after that, Ryan lives in Georgia.
Hmm.
So northern Georgia, right?
Hmm.
Yeah. So every time we would go to Georgia on our wine trips, Ryan would meet up with us, and he was kind enough. And through his journey, he's met Kate, and Kate and him are in love and the cutest
Hmm.
couple. And when he met her, we got to meet her, and at another trip that we did, and we could tell they were perfect for each other.
Definitely.
Um, and so him and Kate and Ryan live together. Do they live in Woodstock pretty
Yeah, they
much?
live in Woodstock, Georgia. So we stayed with
Tell
them.
them about Woodstock, Georgia.
Woodstock, Georgia is like this cute little town. We went there the night we got into town and walked around the downtown area. Cool little bars and breweries. We went to like an outdoor, I don't know, there's burgers and stuff on the menu,
Live
but with
music.
live music. And so we just had fun eating and talking, listening to live music. And if you ever get to go to Georgia, check out Woodstock, Georgia. It's just a cute little downtown area, lots of green space and places for
But
people to
it still had like, so even we live in Franklin, it had even more of a charming aspect to it than that. I'm trying to think
definitely
of
have a small
another
town
town, like
charm.
even in a movie that I could relate it to, because it reminded me of Woodstock, Illinois, actually, of
Hmm.
like where TJ's from in Chicago. Um, but they had a lot of newer restaurants too, like, so it still felt like hip and cute, but not like they were like overdoing it. And
Right.
it all fit in with the setting. And I don't know, Ryan even said it's like becoming one of the number one places to move, right? Didn't he say that? Like it's on a
Um,
list of some of the top places, small towns to move to
yeah.
in America. And I don't know, it just had this like dreamy vibe to it. Everybody was really
Yeah.
nice.
We loved walking around the downtown area for
I even
sure.
told him, I'm like, I would move there.
Yeah.
Like, I loved it. So yeah, if you ever go to northern Georgia, because we were going to the Dahlonega area. And how far away was Dahlonega from
We went to
Woodstock?
Dahlonega first on the way down. We stopped at this winery through a friend, Mallory, who works there. She's the maitre d' and has a bunch of other
Yeah,
titles.
a lot of titles.
She does a lot there, but we met her through our wine journey at Chateau Alon originally, which we fell in love with. And she's at Montaluce Winery and Vineyard now in Dahlonega, which is like a wine region in northern Georgia that has tons of wineries. It's a
Yeah.
beautiful destination. Um, So we stopped at Dahlonega, which is about 4 hours from Nashville.
Yeah,
Not
4
not a
hours.
bad haul at
Not a bad
all.
drive.
Great weekend destination area.
You always gotta keep in mind when you're going, you're gonna go an hour ahead if you're in Nashville.
Eastern time, yeah.
Yes,
So,
but,
4 hours physical time, but 5 hours with the time
I mean, talk
change.
about that scene, like, coming into the property of,
Oh,
um,
Mauna Luce.
Montaluce.
Oh, it's unbelievable. So it's going into a residential area with all these Tuscan inspired
Mhm.
huge homes, and then with vineyards kind of in front of the
Yeah, and I think
properties.
I was even like, "Do these people, like, live at the vineyard?" And TJ was like, "I don't know, like, we have to ask when we get there
Yeah, we've
because
never been to Italy, but I picture on a small scale, like that's what Italy would kind of look like
in
in
a
some
mini Georgia
places, in
version."
a mini
Yeah.
Georgia version. It was just like all these Tuscan inspired villas and then vineyards and just these hills because
Mhm.
it sits in a bowl with mountains all
Yeah.
around it.
Yeah, gorgeous.
And so they have 400 acres at Monte Luce, and you kind of make your way back to the huge house, mansion, whatever it is, where the
Tasting room, yeah.
tasting room,
Mhm. Oh, and
restaurant.
yeah, it's
They
more
have
than a
two
tasting room. The
restaurants.
tasting room is inside this massive building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just,
And it's a building, like, right on top of a hill, and it's gotta be, like, what, 3 or 4 stories.
yeah, it's
'Cause
huge.
you
That's
go
why
up
I
to the
said
top
mansion.
and you
It's
feel like
huge.
you're, like, when you look down, well, first of all, we met Mallory right at the front, and she's just the sweetest person. Like, we actually did a podcast that we're gonna put out with
Yep.
her too. Um, but everything was just beautifully decorated and all this huge, like, open windows concept, so, like, anywhere you're sitting, you can see
The
out to,
vineyard
like,
in the
the
mountains.
view, and then she brought us, like, over the edge, and you're just like, "Man, it's just, like, it spans, like, it's so pretty," and she was talking about how they do these, like, wine hikes, which
Hmm.
I thought was really cool. But there was a huge birthday party there that was walking around with all these balloons, and then they let their balloons up in the air, and
So the big building has a restaurant inside of it where
yeah.
you can make reservations, and it's kind of an upper scale restaurant, 2 stories, I
Mhm.
think, or 3 stories. And then another building to the other side of that big building is another restaurant, more pizzeria type,
Yeah, a little more
but
casual.
then it has a whole outside eating area
Mhm, where
with
a fire pit.
umbrellas and lights, and again, reminded me of what small Italy kinda would
Mhm.
look like if I was there, and, it was just beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, that charcuterie board was killer. Like, we were looking at the menu. We were there on a day when they do their brunch, and, like, the size of the charcuterie for the quality, I think on the menu it was, like, $25. We were talking to Mallory, and I was like, "This would easy be, like, $40 in Nashville."
Yeah.
So and the wine, everything was really good.
Yeah, we tried a raspberry demi-sec,
Mhm.
which was like a raspberry bubbly, but
Right.
just a hint of sweetness,
Yes.
not overly sweet. Um,
Oh, it's so
it
good.
was awesome. And then we tried a Petit Verdot,
Uh-huh.
which we love, and that was really nice too. So both kind of grown in that Dahlonega
Mhm.
wine country, and it was an awesome day. It was great to see Mallory, but we also,
Found a new place that we will
yeah.
definitely visit again, and yeah,
And you can rent the
oh,
villas.
yeah, you can
There's
rent the
like 2
villas, yeah.
villas on the property that house like 10 and 15 people, I
Yeah,
think.
and I think she said it was, like, 350 a night, but
Yeah.
you can fit 15 people, so if you wanted to go there for a weekend and split that between that many people,
Yep.
you would barely be paying, like, anything, so, I don't know, I think it
And
would
she
be
said you get access to the pools
yeah,
and
the
like
pool,
everything, so
and it seems like there's just, like, so many places to hang. It's felt very relaxing
yeah.
being there, I don't know, and they have their own, she said they're gonna get goats soon and have their own goat cheese, and
Mhm.
they also have, like, beehives, so they're gonna do their own honey, and, like, they have their own honey, and they do their own jams, and, like, I don't know, it was great.
Yep. And then from there, the next morning, we went to hang out at Chateau Elan, one of our favorite wine destinations in northern
Yes.
Georgia. We've gotten to know the
Well,
winemaker
first we went no,
Simone.
hold on, you're going ahead of it. We went to go get barbecue.
Oh yes.
Yeah, so
Oh
before we went to
yeah.
Chateau
So
Line, we
for
got
sure.
barbecue at,
Yes.
like, one of the best places ever. Tell them
Yes.
the story behind the
William Brothers.
barbecue.
So we were in Whole Foods in Nashville area one day, and we came across this hot sauce by William Brothers and fell in love with it as we used the whole bottle up at the house. And come to find out, they have barbecue
I
restaurants,
think it's Williamson's Brothers.
Williamson's
Yeah,
Brothers.
mhm, barbecue.
And they have restaurants in the Georgia area, Marietta,
Marietta.
Canton, and Douglasville. And so I just reached out to him and said, "Hey, we're coming to Georgia. We'd love to stop by your restaurant and say hello."
Yeah.
And we did. So they hooked us up with some food and we got to
Oh
kind
my
of meet the
gosh.
people at the restaurant
The
and
nachos were
try
like the
their
salsa.
oh, I had their
You
beef
got
brisket barbecue
nachos.
nachos, which were amazing.
Yeah.
Um, oh, I still think about those nachos, but the people were so cool.
They really
Everybody
were.
with Williamson Brothers Barbecue, they were just great to interact with and deal with. And
Yeah.
so if you're in the Atlanta area again, just go check out Williamson Brothers Barbecue.
Well,
You
and
will.
really, like, it was very good barbecue. Like,
Oh, and the sauces were incredible
the sauces were incredible, and you can get them for, like, honestly, like, 70% cheaper
at
at the
the restaurant.
location versus ordering them online. So, like, the hot sauce is, like, $2, and, like, it's more expensive, like, a lot more if you get it online. So, if you visit, you could stock up on all the sauces and everything like that.
But you can find it at Whole Foods, especially in the Nashville area. I
Well, the
think.
hot sauce that we were looking at, I don't know about all the
I don't know about all
barbecue
the other
sauces,
sauces.
but, if you like barbecue and yeah, another place, like, we're trying to, like, map out a Georgia trip for you if you go, that's only 4 hours. So, yeah, you, stay somewhere around Dahlonega, Woodstock, hit up the Williamson Brothers Barbecue, and then Chateau Alon was only, what, an hour from that point?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we hung out at Chateau Alon, got to see some of our favorite people there, and we
Mhm.
ran into Simone, the winemaker, who was super busy. We didn't think he was going to be there, but he was, and we got to say hello to him and give him a hug. And Stanley was our wine navigator, so he kind of
Yeah,
walked
he's
us
in the
through all
tasting room.
the wine tastings, and it was great to taste all the new varietals and the fingerprint collection that Simone's been working on. So
What was the new one Simone just did that we
the
tried?
Bioterra Petite Syrah,
Yeah, Biodynamic.
yeah, I think it's called Bioterra.
Yeah,
Yeah,
very
it's
good.
unbelievable.
Yeah,
Very expensive bottle we got to try, which was awesome.
yeah.
Um, but well, I mean, it was again
Well worth the
incredible.
price.
Yes,
Um But yeah, Chateau Lawn is just so gorgeous. Like, talk about a great place to just like take pictures and hang out and chill for the day. Like, they have a lot of games for people to play outside. They have so much stuff outside for you to do, which
huge Connect Four board,
yeah.
cornhole. They have these tent villas that you can rent
Mhm.
out for the day
Like
that are air
cabanas.
conditioning that you could just kind of go in and out of them while you're hanging out at they're right in front of the vineyard, so your
Mhm.
view is the vines, and you can just sit out there, drink wine, go in, go out. It's very accessible to the tasting room. They have a hotel on property and then the actual resort that you can stay in with. I don't there's 5 or 6 restaurants on the property,
Yeah.
golf course, spa.
It's huge.
I
It
mean,
is a resort,
it
like
is a resort.
yeah.
You
So,
can go there and just camp out, literally.
yeah.
So,
And they've told us like they get a big pull from Atlanta. A lot of
yeah.
Atlanta people go there to stay and but yeah, like this is a place where I really feel like you could really dress up and, just feel lavish for the day and
Mhm.
or I mean, I had to wear these stupid hiking boots because I hurt my foot, so you could also be casual. It would be
Oh, yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hurt my foot like 2 weeks ago, so I've had to like wear hike it's getting better now, but while we were there the whole time I had to wear like hiking boots at vineyards.
Which was super attractive.
Yeah, well, it worked. I mean, there's a lot of hills,
Oh,
so
yeah.
you
Own
know,
it.
you carried
Work
me,
it. I did.
picked me
I
up.
did. I'm a team player.
That was nice.
Yep.
So yeah, we just we love visiting Georgia. Yeah, and our trip got cut short because of our puppy, our dog Robes, but we definitely will be going back again.
Oh, yes. And we
We
just keep
love going
adding
there.
new
New
destinations
places, new
onto our
destinations.
itinerary. So,
And it's nice because like, seriously, it's 4 hours, so I'm like, I
yep.
love that it's like, I don't feel like I'm exhausted traveling because it's just 4 hours, and it's a beautiful drive because you drive through, like, around Chattanooga and stuff, so, like, a lot of, like, mountains and hills and,
Mhm.
like, there's a lot of places to stop along the way, so if you wanted to even stop in Chattanooga on the way, check out Chattanooga for a
Oh,
while or
yeah.
stay in
Easy.
Chattanooga for a night and then
Yeah.
keep driving the rest of the way.
Chattanooga would probably be an hour and a half into your trip,
Mhm.
hour and a half to 2 hours depending on traffic. So about the halfway point, you could
Mhm.
stop in Chattanooga, grab lunch or whatever, make a little
Yeah.
detour out of it, and then keep going down to Georgia. So,
Yeah.
but we love it. We recommend it if you want to know more about Northern Georgia and places you can hit up, you can always reach out to us. But we are huge fans of that.
Yeah.
And yeah, while we're doing this podcast, we wanted to tell you about a wine that we are enjoying currently.
Well, we made breakfast potatoes this morning. It's the day off, and I was like, sometimes like to have a little effervescent or bubbly with breakfast. It's like a brunch, type of thing. And so I saw TJ had bought this Lambrusco, and I found it, and I was like, oh my gosh, like this would be really good with the potatoes.
I actually got it at the wine bar. It was an older kind of vintage that they were replacing with some new spring and summer wine. So they had it on sale, and so I just bought it because we get the discount and everything. So, but it's a awesome Lambrusco. Which, if you're not familiar with Lambrusco, the Lambrusco is the actual grape that the wine comes from. But it's almost, they say sparkling wine. I would say effervescent. But effervescent, sparkly.
I think it says it's like, yeah, it's produced in a secco style, so it's soft, easy bubbles,
Yeah,
fizzy.
yeah,
Yeah, fizzy.
yeah.
Think of
Use
it
your
like
own
that.
term. Sparkly,
Fizzy lifting
fizzy,
drinks.
whatever the hell you want to call it. Just call it. But the term is sparkling wine. But it is really nice. It's light. It's
Yeah.
you serve it chilled, so a light chill on it. But super easy drinking.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I literally said to TJ after I'd had a glass of this, and I was like, "Okay, this is for real. This," and I've had
Not
Lambrusco
even a
before.
glass. You had a couple
Yeah,
sips.
okay, but this really is actually in my top. And I'm being serious. This is probably in my top five favorite wines I've ever had.
Wow.
No, I mean it. Like really, like I love this for so many reasons. So I've had Lambrusco before that I feel like, and I love Lambrusco, but it's fruit forward. This one is drier than most, so it's like it still has the fruit, but it's got a very dry finish.
Hmm.
Wouldn't you say?
You tell me why you love it. I'm
Okay.
listening to you.
I would
Don't look
say
at
it has
me.
a very it's got a really dry finish. I think the bubbliness in it is like the perfect amount. It reminds me of like a really, really soft kombucha. And for those of you that hate kombucha, I mean it is not kombucha, but it has like this very like soft fruit version of it. And I'm like, I love like the little dry aspect of it, but that it's fruit, like a little fruity in the front. So it's got everything. I don't know. And like I feel like this is something because it's served cold. Like I could drink this like all summer, but still enjoy it like all year round. And I don't know. I'm just like really obsessed with the flavor.
They say it's great with pizza and barbecue, which if I had some Williamson Brothers barbecue right now, I would be
Yeah.
in heaven. But this
Also
is
prosciutto.
organic. It's organic. It's biodynamic. It
Hmm.
runs about under $20. You can find it in Nashville at some of the popular um, wine shops that carry organic, biodynamic wines and stuff. But we're we're just amazed by how good this Lambrusco is.
I love it.
Yes.
I love it. Can't say it enough. It's gonna be a problem because you're like at $20, which honestly $20 isn't that much. But I'm like, if this is something I wish I could have every day in my life, yeah, that would add up. But
Well, and we'd have to search it out too. We'd have to find
yeah, we
it
got to
in
figure out where to
Nashville.
buy
We
it.
know it's in Nashville
Right.
because that's where they got it, but we'd have to search it out. So, which we're down to do. So,
I'm down.
yeah. But definitely check out Lambrusco. We'll post this in the podcast so you can kind of get a visual. It is on the Vivino app, so you can kind of read up on the profiles that people are talking about. But
Yeah,
we love it.
I love it. And then we got something really fun coming up this weekend.
Tell them about it.
You tell them.
You tell them about it.
You.
You tell
No, you.
them. We got invited by the Tennessee Wine Association to travel to two Tennessee wine and vineyards and get content and talk to the winemakers and tell people through our page and our podcast about these two Tennessee wineries. So
Yes.
we're going to be doing that all of Sunday, traveling about 2 hours from here. And
Are we staying the night somewhere?
I don't know.
We need to figure
We'll
that
we'll figure it out.
out.
So it's going to be fun. We're excited to spread the word about awesome Tennessee wineries and help people kind of stumble stumble upon new destinations
New
in Tennessee for
destinations.
wine. So
Yes.
you don't just have to go to Georgia for wine, even though we do love Georgia, but Tennessee is up and coming and got some cool stuff going on as well.
Yeah, that's on Sunday. So
We'll
that'll be
we'll
fun.
we'll update you next week on our uh, our adventures for sure.
Yeah.
And we've just got a busy month. I mean, this month is packed of just with wine stuff. So we've got a lot going on: tastings, dinners, meeting with wine distributors, and just cool opportunities that keep presenting themselves to us. And it's going great, and we got a lot to talk about. So that's the reason we're going to be doing a lot more podcasts, and even though many short episodes where we're
Mhm.
just telling you about stuff and interviewing people. And so stay tuned for sure.
Yes, cheers to that.
Yeah. So like always, keep liking our podcast, subscribe to it, give it good ratings, tell all your friends, share about it, help us support wine and friendship, and just gives us the energy to keep doing what we're doing. So we appreciate you all, and drink some Lambrusco.
Woo!
Cheers.
Cheers.